Yo, what's going on, and welcome to the 2021 ASICS World Ekiden Relay. For the second year in a row, Team Shoetuber will be taking part in a time-honored racing tradition of passing the Tesuki along 6 legs of a marathon relay. However, because Team Shoetuber only has 4 members, some will have to perform double duty and run 2 legs. After a quick break, we'll come back to introduce Team Shoetuber and then get this virtual relay started. Welcome back to today's coverage of the 2021 ASICS World Ekiden Relay. Let's introduce the 4 members of Team Shoetuber. Starting us off in leg 1 in Chicago, we have Kofuzi, a dude who runs a lot. This guy really loves his running shoes. Then Kofuzi will be passing the Tesuki to Andy Rayner, the Forest of Dean runner, for legs 2 and 3. This guy really loves his running shoes. For leg 4, the Tesuki will stay in England and get passed to Ed Bud in Yeovil. This guy really loves his running shoes. And for leg 5, the Tesuki will get passed back to Chicago for Kofuzi's second leg. Then moving to the final leg in Long Island, we'll have Emily Heller. Emily really loves her running shoes. Oh, and there's the start of the Ekiden Relay. Kofuzi is sporting the Ekiden singlet with some arm sleeves. He's heading out for a 5K in the Metaspeed Sky. Conditions look pretty favorable for a fast time out there along the lakefront in Chicago. Kofuzi is currently in the middle of training for CIM, so if you bring up marathon training in a social situation, he will likely talk your ear off about it, even if you were just being polite. And it looks like Kofuzi will be coming in at a personal best of 19:02 for the 5K as he passes the Tesuki over to Andy in the Forest of Dean. And he's going to have 2 legs today. Also, he'll be running twice, and he's off starting his watch to make sure this activity gets posted to Strava later. Look at the strength Andy is showing in his stride. Even the leaves tremble in his wake. Let's jump back for a moment to see how Kofuzi is doing at the end of his 5K. He just can't seem to catch his breath. Moving back to Andy in his 10K now, Andy sheds the jacket layer to reveal his ASICS team singlet. And Andy always makes running look effortless with his powerful long strides. And he finishes the day with 20:53 for the 5K and an impressive 36:51 for the 10K. That is just incredible. Passing the Tesuki along the M5, we've got Ed Bud in Yeovil, who is still recovering from a pretty serious arm injury sustained from a fall while running. Ed is making good time in his Metaspeed Sky, coming in at 20:43. Well done, Ed. How did that feel?
It was not easy. Not easy at all. My arm is hurt.
We saw at one point you had to nearly stop along the course. Tell us about that.
I did abruptly stop on one occasion when a dog flew out in front of me, and that really freaked me out.
We're glad that you came out unscathed this time, Ed, and congratulations on a great relay leg. Moving to the Tesuki back to Chicago for Kofuzi and leg 5. Note that Kofuzi is now in fleece tights and a thermal ASICS running jacket. 2 days prior, Kofuzi was in half tights and a singlet. But as they say in the Midwest, if you don't like the weather, wait a day. Kofuzi is not showing quite as much pop in his legs as we saw earlier in the week, but he's digging deep and bringing it in at a final time of 41:06 for the 10K. And now, for the final leg in Long Island, we have Emily Heller. She's sporting her Ekiden singlet and a fresh pair of Metaspeed Sky. I believe that is the new Performance Red colorway. Looks great. Taking a moment to check back in on Kofuzi after his 10K leg, looks like he's having trouble catching his breath. Coming back to the coverage in Long Island, Emily is going to be running the 7.195K, an unusual distance, but it's the final leg to round out that marathon distance. And she looks determined to finish strong. Look at that great camera work. Does she have someone filming her from a bike? Looks nice. Emily checks her watch to make sure that this activity will get posted to Strava later, and here she comes down the home stretch with a time of 34 minutes and 42 seconds. And there you have it, the 6 legs of the 2021 ASICS Ekiden Relay with Team Shoetuber, coming in at a final time of 2 hours, 53 minutes, and 1 second, improving from last year's time by more than 4 minutes. Last year, Team Shoetuber came in at 2 hours and 57 minutes. Team Shoetuber finished 151st out of 6,044 teams. And if you narrow it down into the open division, Team Shoetuber came in 34th place. So really impressed with the work of Team Shoetuber. It was a pleasure to be a part of that team. Had a lot of fun running this virtual relay with these same runners from last year. That's going to be all for this year's coverage of the ASICS 2021 World Ekiden Relay. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of the video. Hopefully you all are staying safe out there on your runs, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yo, what's going on?